and everything is Gucci. Everything's all Gucci with those, and everything is Gucci.
Your boy Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. Burn.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Lola Waters if you're new to my channel. Today I want to share a video about some tips that I wish I never did when I was traveling. These are 10 things that I wish I never did, mistakes I made, things I've forgotten, just all around things you just shouldn't do when you're traveling, especially if you're traveling alone. So if you're interested in traveling, make sure you watch this video and give it a thumbs up. First mistake that I've done, and I've done it multiple times and I continue to do it, but one thing is that I forget to bring water sometimes, also chapstick and moisturizer, just all around lubricant for your body. You're on a plane, especially if you have a long flight, you get so dry and so thirsty with all that air just blowing on you that you need water. Like, you need to drink a lot of water before you get on the flight, while you're on the flight, after you get off the flight. I mean, it's just, I remember waking up to, I think I was landing in Paris. I literally woke up and I breathed in and like my whole throat and my chest were just so dry. It hurt so badly. Drinking water, bringing chapstick, and bringing moisturizer. Those are 3 things you have to have when you're on a flight. Okay. Second thing, not taking vitamin C emergency packets or airborne while you're on the flight and after you get off the flight. I was abroad and I traveled with a big group to Paris, and literally everybody got sick. Like, everyone was like coughing, and it just was just a big petri dish of just disease and sickness. And I was lucky enough that I didn't get sick. And the reason why I think is because I kept taking my airborne tablets. But I stopped taking them after I got off the plane. So I was good for the first like 3-4 days. But then like I was still around those people. So I end up getting sick. And I think if I would have just kept taking vitamin C or taking emergency and keeping my immune system really strong, I wouldn't have gotten sick. Especially if you're around a big group of people, and if those people are coughing and sneezing and doing all this stuff, keep taking the vitamin C because your immune system is still fighting off those germs and stuff, even if you're not on the plane. So the third thing that I regret doing, and this is really important, oh my goodness, so not believing that neck pillows are the truth. Like, neck pillows, yeah, they're uncomfortable to carry around, especially because I used to carry my duffel when we would go to different cities. And just carrying that neck pillow, it was just like awkward, and I didn't want to put it in my duffel, and it was just like weird. But every time I left it, I regretted it because I would wake up and my neck would just be like here. Like, everything would just be here. Oh my god, it's the worst. And especially, like, I try to do yoga and I try to stretch, but sometimes you don't have time, and like you just walking around with a crooked neck all day, and it's just not a good look for anybody. Neck pillows, you need one. Like, you need one. The fourth thing, which is very scary but it's real, thinking that you won't lose money or get pickpocketed. I didn't get pickpocketed, but I did lose money when I was traveling around. And you know, you always need a backup. You need to have a credit card, have a global or international credit card if you can, just some emergency money that you put in a different place besides your wallet. Also keeping copies of your passport, if you're a visa holder, keeping copies of your visa, anything you can do to make sure that you're safe, and that if you need to get in contact with anybody, just making sure you have all that information. People lose their phone all the time. It happens. So if you're traveling around, you don't want to be stranded and stuck in a different country that you don't even speak their language, when you could have just, you know, put information in the safe, go back to your hotel, your Airbnb, and everything is Gucci. I mean, yeah, you still lost something, but at least you know, okay, I have this information, and if I need to get anything, I can get it. Okay, number 5. This is pretty obvious, but booking in advance. Booking in advance. Book in advance. Book your train tickets, book your flights, book your Airbnbs, book your hotels, book your restaurants if you can. But book in advance. When I was traveling from Paris going to London, me being the person I am, I was like, you know what? we should buy our tickets now. This, you know, we all have the money. We should just buy our train tickets, buy our flights, whatever we're gonna do. But no, my one friend, I'm gonna insert his name right here, was like, no, we can just buy it when we get there. Child, we were up trying to look for flights the night before we had to leave. Like, we had to get to London. Like, we had to go there. And no matter how much the flights were, like, we would have to buy them. So we ended up finding a flight for like $40 the night before. But I'm telling you, if we would have booked in advance, we probably would have paid like $7 for that flight. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know, we should have booked those tickets ahead of time. And another thing with booking in advance, plan to the T. Now, when you go to a different city, obviously there's specific things you want to do, but some things you might not know about. Research anything you can. Even if you don't get to them, at least you have a backup plan, because there's been so many times where I've traveled around and you know, we wanted to do something and that was our one plan, and you know, the place might have been closed or the place might have been booked, and we had to hurry up and try to figure out something else to do. When we wasted like 1 hour, 2 hours trying to find something else to do, we could have just already had some ideas in mind. Oh, if this didn't work out, go to plan B. This right here is my scales. You need a scale. If you're traveling abroad and you don't have a scale, go outside, get in your car, go to the store and buy a scale. You don't understand how much I went through trying to weigh my bag. Those little hand scales, like whoever invented those is like, they need a Nobel Peace Prize, because they've stopped war. I'm gonna say it. They've ended up stopping a war. I can't explain how frustrating it is not knowing how much your bag weighs and not wanting to pay a overage fee, and then you gotta check on different websites on like how much you can bring, and then if you're going from different cities, one airline might have one weight, another airline might have another weight. It's like, you really need a scale. Like, I didn't buy one, and I can tell you guys some stories about me trying to weigh my bag. Like, I went to a hotel, because I know I used to work in a hotel and I know hotels usually have scales. And I went to a hotel like posing as a guest so they can weigh my bag. Like, I was like, no, I stay in room like 730. Wi-Fi is not gonna work. I'm gonna say that right now, especially if you're going to Italy. Forget about it. Like, you are not going to find Wi-Fi, and if you do, that thing is going to be like dial-up. Like, it's going to be so slow. Just, you know, having information, making sure you know where you're going is really important beforehand. So like, don't try to look up something while you're outside. Like, do it while you have like good Wi-Fi. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Okay, this I've gotten in trouble with pretty much every time I travel like a long-term distance. Not making a good playlist and not having my phone updated to the music that I want to listen to. Like, delays are going to happen. Like, no matter how good you are with planning, a train's gonna stop if a train's gonna stop. Like, a flight's gonna be delayed if a flight's gonna be late. Like, you can't do anything about that. So make sure you have your music ready, have a movie, have a book, have something, because I have been stuck in this situation. Like, I've been on a 4-hour delayed flight and I'm just like, I don't have any music. Yeah. This, look at me. This is really important, guys. Right here. Right here. I see you. Okay. Don't travel with too many people. Traveling with too many people, especially if you don't even like them, like, it always like blows my mind when people are like, oh well, you know, we're going, but I don't really talk to her like that. Then, like, do you understand you're gonna be spending multiple hours with someone? Like, if you don't like them, you don't have to sacrifice your fun and your travel because someone doesn't want to do something you want to do. So I've learned my lesson. Trust me. Trust me. God can attest to this. I'm not going to travel with people I don't like. Even if I only like you a little bit. If I don't know you like that, we're not traveling together. You got to be like here with me. Like, my aces, my spades. Like, I call my best friends my spades. Like my spades, I'm gonna travel with them. But like, other than that, no. I mean, you can be there when I'm there, but we ain't getting like no Airbnb together. Like, no. So this number 10 kind of goes back to number 1. Not enjoying yourself. Mistakes that I've made. I've been in situations in beautiful, amazing, wonderful, like brilliant, gleaming cities, and at times I don't enjoy them. Like when I was in Barcelona, which is like a beautiful city, oh my god, I enjoyed myself, but like when I tell you I was dead broke, like I had no money. Like what I had, oh, I just bought my flight to come back to New York. Like I spent all my money on that, and I had to pay for like different things. Like it was just like I didn't have any money, and I still had to go to other places. Like I was still going to Germany, and I was still going to Paris, and I was still going to Rome. So I didn't want to spend all my money in Barcelona. The money that I did have, I didn't want to spend it there. So, and I just did what I had to do. I was walking around, I was taking pictures, I was like, I don't speak a lick of Spanish. Like, I try to, you know, go around, talk to people, and try to just take in the city, and I did. I always would have to reevaluate and realign myself and be like, Jasmine, look where you are. Like, you are in so-and-so city, like, you've always wanted to be here, like, you have to take advantage of this, and I've learned to do that. Like, I can't say there's one specific city that I didn't have a good time in, because I've always tried to, like, you know, be like, okay, well, you know what, coming from where I'm from, the fact that I'm here, that's enough. Yeah, those are my 10 things that I want everybody to know when they're traveling. I want to tell you guys, traveling is one of the most liberating experiences that you can ever do, and I really try to get more people into traveling. Like, I didn't know how exciting it was until I did it, and as a young black person, I think it's really hard for people to think that way. I think it's really hard for people to get that mind state. Like, traveling, yeah, it can be expensive if you want it to be, but you can also travel on a crazy, like, a crazy budget. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.